Hey everyone, I'm Mackayla, and today we have Mercy Music on the Soundtrack of Our Lives podcast. So we're really glad to have you here with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so you guys just got finished with tour. What are you looking forward to doing most now?
Right now, I'm going to start finishing the next group of songs, hopefully for 2025 release right now. And we plan to finish the rest of the year out touring also. But
Hmm.
right now, I have a little section of time to finish the next thing before we go back out again.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
I think for us, or at least for me anyway, is to start working on a new record, but hopefully we get some more touring in the fall, so there'll be a couple shows coming up here pretty soon that we can announce. But for the time being, I think, yeah, just focusing on future plans and future records.
That's very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what does a tour preparation look like for you guys?
For Ryan, it's projections and spreadsheets, which is good. I don't know. There's a it's kind of like mentally prepare for it, but also it's just kind of like just get in the van and go. I mean, and make sure that you have some clothes and toiletries for me, really. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I think for me it's just about making sure all the songs sound really good and they're really tight before we just head out on the road. Because like we live in two different places, so I feel like we kind of only get like one chance at making things right before we just go on the road.
Hmm.
So I always like to be super prepared because yeah, they live in Vegas, I live out in LA, and yeah, we've been able to make it work so far. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, so I think we just end up like rehearsing like once or twice, while I'm out there, if they come out to LA, and then we're off to the races. But I think that's one way we get prepared. Also we like talk about like, well, what cool merch would be awesome this tour, or like we just try to like think of things that maybe other bands haven't done or aren't doing. I had a little light show on my last my little last run inside my
Yes.
my drum
Yes, you
set.
did.
So yeah. So it's just a little outside the box kind of things.
Yeah. And the light show was great.
Yeah, our little DIY light show that our friend helped us push buttons on. So,
I loved it.
So are there things from past tours or past shows that you use to kind of plan future ones?
It's like a blanket statement, always to be better, or just always forward trajectory. Generally, any mistakes or shortcomings from previous experiences are used to. I mean, Ryan, I'm sure could go more in depth on that.
I think on this run, we were kind of playing around with like our set list to see what kind of flowed and what didn't, and we
Yeah.
we changed up some things here and there. But
Also, like general demographic, I think, like figuring that kind of thing out, see where we fit best, and yeah,
Yeah, those are all very important things to get figured out and kind of change over time as well.
yeah.
agreed.
So, so you mentioned kind of the changing of your set list to figure out what flows best. So what kind of goes into those decisions?
I the weird thing about our band is like we kind of fit in a bunch of different places. So like on this last tour, let's say we were a little less punk than the bands that we were out with, and I think my initial thought was to try and maybe cater the set list for a more that realm of material. But honestly, after thinking about it, and I think Ryan agreed with this too, it's just like let's just kind of be us and see what happens. I think that's where we left it, and I think it worked, and I think we sold it well every night, despite us maybe not being the fastest punkest band on the planet. I think we did a good job.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's important to be you.
Yeah.
Did you guys have any like memorable moments or experiences from this tour that you want to share?
Hmm. Ryan, you want
I
to
mean,
go
yeah,
first?
I think the coolest part about the whole thing, we had a really surprising show in Virginia Beach, and I think that might have been the best show of the whole tour. I think it was just like the whole day was just really great to start with and everything. But I don't know, we were against all odds because when we were out there, usually we were playing at like 8 o'clock at night, and then I think we were eating dinner or something at 6:30, and somebody came out and told us like, "Hey, you guys know you're on at like 7 o'clock, right?" And we're all looking at you like, "What? No, like I thought we were on at 8." And so from there, we're like kind of bumming. We're like, "Man, I don't know if this is gonna be a good show. Like, why isn't anybody here yet?" All this stuff. And then by the time we went on stage, it was just like a different picture altogether.
Yeah.
And I think we gained a lot of new fans. And then also that same night, all of us decided it was a good idea if we went and like did a stage dive and crowd surfed. All of us did, and all at different times, of course. But yeah, it was really cool to like see Brendan singing with the adolescents. He got to go on stage, but also while that was happening, when Brendan did that, Jared and I decided to go take a walk, and we were walking down the street, and we are like, "Oh, there's a Ferris wheel. That looks kind of cool." And we didn't really know what to expect just in the town of Virginia Beach, but no, it was just a really great night, and we got to meet some new fans and pre-existing fans, and yeah, I just that was like my personal favorite. I don't know about you, Brendan, but
That's the one I go back to, and people have asked me. It's like Virginia Beach was probably my favorite show. And yeah, like you mentioned, like starting, like we thought it was going to be the worst because of the circumstances. But yeah, no, Virginia Beach was really great, and I think it's the most fun I had. I mean, there are a bunch of little things that happen along the way that are funny, and
yeah, yeah, a lot of little funny things. I mean, I think the best way to end this tour was us playing with our friends in that band Hot Milk, opening up for them for the first time, and it was really cool because I don't really think that generation of fans really knows who we are yet, and I feel like we just went from one extreme playing to like a bunch of like older punk rockers to now like a younger like Warped Tour kind of an audience, and it was just really great all over the map. Just to be able to win people, I think that's the name of the game right now.
yeah,
So
I exactly.
Do you guys have any pre or post show rituals?
Ryan.
It's kind of different. I don't know. One of my pre-show rituals is like I'll call my girlfriend like 15 minutes before I have to go play a show, and she'll usually say good luck or cheer me on in some capacity. I'll warm up. I'll try to find friends. We usually put like our hands in like the middle, like Brandon, me, and Jared, and we'll do like a little cheer before going out there. We usually make up, whatever it is that day.
Whatever city. Yeah,
Yeah.
Seriously, whatever the running joke or city is.
Yep. Yeah, Brendan for the longest time, and he still does it on tour. He'll like introduce, us by name, like on this little like part of the set, and he calls me Ryan, the Thunder Chief Seaman. And when I was a kid, I used to think that there's a song "Dirty Deeds." I used to think it used to say "Dirty Deeds, done dirt cheap." But when I was a kid, I used to think it said "Dirty Deeds, Thunder Chief." And so they used to call me yeah, that's what they're calling me on this tour. Sorry, dumb story. But
no,
yeah.
I think it's, I mean, with the drums and everything, I thought it was fitting.
What are your show rituals, Brendan, that I don't know about?
I mean, I usually try to get as caffeinated as possible and put a new piece of nicotine gum in my mouth and a cough drop. And
I was gonna say that.
That's like, that has to happen before I go. I have to be chewing gum when we play, preferably nicotine gum. I try to get stimulated so that everyone has a good time. And yeah, I'm exciting.
But it's important to get the energy out.
Yeah, I mean, you want to like make sure people have a good time and that you're not like a boring, lazy piece of shit. So yeah.
Yeah, that is very important. Yeah, so if people were to come to see you live in the future, what can they expect from a live show?
A lead singer with an amazing sense of humor. Just kidding. I've summed it up as like, lately anyways, Ryan's heard me say this like a million times, but like, even if you come out and see us and it's like not your genre or not necessarily your thing, I mean, my goal is, and generally I think that no one can walk away saying that we're a bad band or that they just watched something terrible. I think that sums it up. I think, yeah, it's an experience. Like it's funny, but like, I think generally people don't know what to expect when seeing us for the first time. I could generally walk away okay, or wanting to purchase a record, or maybe Ryan could say it better.
No, I think that's pretty well put, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot to take in. I think when you see us and there's only three of us, and I think, yeah, I'm rambling.
No, I think just everybody brings in something special to the table. I've been encouraged to sing a lot more in this band, whereas maybe in past projects I wasn't. So it's really great that I can, harmonize with Brendan.
Yeah, and it sounds good. We got a lot of compliments on Mr. Ryan's team.
That's good.
No, I mean, like, I think we could all be, like, we could each be an action figure, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
you
someone
know,
made
or-
us action figures on this
yeah,
last tour too. So
yeah, speaking of which,
Oh, that's
kind of,
cool.
yeah,
getting
big
fans to
job,
bring
Ron.
us like gifts. Yeah, fans bring us like gifts and little action figures and sometimes like cupcakes and snacks.
Artists.
Yeah,
It's just,
Mhm.
it's really, really, really rad.
Any particular snacks that you want them to bring you more of in the future?
Anything
I
that's
think
bad
Brendan
for
wants.
you.
Yeah,
Just want
Brendan likes Red Bull.
and candy.
Yeah, Red Bull and candy. I don't think. Brendan doesn't really eat vegetables, so if you want to win,
real
yeah,
food.
if you want to win his heart, yeah, bring some Red Bulls and some candy, any kind of candy, really. I think.
And heart medication for the future. Ugh.
Yeah, so it's been a year since your last album, What You Stand to Lose, came out. So kind of how has it changed for you guys since it came out?
For me personally, a lot. I mean, the things that kind of sparked the subject matter for that record have reconciled, so my life's in a completely different place. As far as the band's concerned, I mean, Ryan is in the band now, and it's really fantastic. And I think we have a much healthier, just all around band situation as far as communication and just sound and playing off each other. And I think we've progressed a lot, and I think it's a generally overall positive throughout the year. I mean, and since January this year, I think we've been on a really good swing. So,
It's
and
really good.
yeah, I mean, we ruined Ryan's life, but it's all
No,
it's
you
all
did not.
it's all for the
You did
better.
not. No, I think even just joining this band, people that might have not even like heard of the band at all, that either just like find this for the first time. I'll have people coming up to me sometimes at shows, going like, "Man, you sound really great on that record, man. Like you knocked it out of the park." And I was like, "Well, that wasn't me on the record, But yes, I did start playing with the guys, shortly after they released the record. But I just, it's a big compliment to me because I think people, when they see the show and they hear the record, they go like, oh yeah, that guy fits with the rest of them, so it just looks like it's a match made in hell or heaven. But yeah, even when we're on the road, we're all listening to like similar artists and things. And we all can like talk about like, even like punk bands that we grew up listening to like years and years ago. And I haven't had that in like, God, I don't even know how long, if ever.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think like all our personalities like coexist well. Like we all, I don't know. I think it's nice. I'm happy about it, and again, like the healthy thing. It's nice having that element.
Yeah,
because a band's like a relationship. If you want it to function properly, and things can easily get out of whack. So,
for sure, 100%.
I think I'm happy.
Communication is always key. So if you don't have that, you don't have anything.
Yeah, or it's just destined to fall.
Yeah, what would you say for somebody who is in, I wouldn't say not necessarily like an unhealthy band situation, but they're just kind of struggling in their situation? What advice would you give to them?
I would say, I would say, do what makes you happy. Be around people that elevate you, not people that put you down. So the minute you think it's not for you anymore, I would just say, I wouldn't say quit or give up, but I would definitely say, you gotta make a change. Something has to happen. So, you don't want to be somewhere where you're not valued. And a lot of it comes down to like morals, and a lot of it comes down to boundaries and other types of, situations that bands may face.
Yeah.
What about you, Brendan?
Advice for someone in a situation they're not, I mean, for me, it would be, I mean, Jared and I have gone through stuff like that, prior to, because Jared and I have been friends for so long that, like, I always say it's like a marriage. It's just like you have to put the effort into it, and you have to want to, also. And if, echoing what Ryan said, like, happiness is key. And if like you're no longer finding joy in something, or you have your answer.
Yeah.
But again, like I know I mentioned it earlier, but just like communication in a band, because it's so quick that like you could not say something and you bury it down, and then slowly eats at you, and a year later that's when you explode. And that's I try to, when anybody asks me that question, it's usually the first thing I say.
Yeah, anytime there's like a conflict, like, don't sit on it. just go after it, even if it hurts. I've been in plenty of situations like that where, like, if you haven't gone down that road, it just creates more problems down the road. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's better just to pull the Band-Aid off.
Yep.
For sure. Communication is always important in every situation, but it's one of those things that's always easier said than done.
Of course.
I think with age, actually, it gets a little easier, unless you just haven't been around like adult situations,
Yeah.
But
No one wants to live in some state of partial discomfort for like it's easier to open up the box.
Yeah. True.
So now that it's been out for so long, the album, how has it been received by the fans?
From what I could tell, it seems like everyone's enjoying it and continuing to. Wish I could really say more on that. But like
I think people are still just starting. I think people are still just like starting to find it. I think this is kind of like.
I see that too. Yeah.
I mean, the way I viewed this band is they kind of got most bands got robbed in the pandemic stages.
Mhm.
It's like they put out a record in 2020, then you couldn't really tour off of it, and then it's
Right.
like touring really sort of didn't come back until 2022, and then I'm sure they felt I can't speak for them, but I'm sure they felt at the time it's like, okay, well, we just sat on this music for 2 years, now we're ready to write some more things. But I think now we're in a position where people are just starting to hear about the band. But these days it seems like you need to keep pumping out any kind of content,
All the time.
music related or and it's like I know there'd be bands that were touring off a record for like 3 or 4 years before.
Mhm.
Now it's kind of like you have to like put out a single every once in a while or an EP. So there's really not like a wrong or right way to do it. But if it's more just about like how do you want to present your art and ideas of the world.
Right.
I think that's kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is so interesting because I feel like people are kind of having a shorter attention span now, and they can't be like, oh, this one album is going to be great forever. They're like, no, this one album is great, but I want more.
Yeah. No, the attention span thing is super real. Like you have 15 to 30 seconds to get someone interested in what you're doing. Much so, like that's the thing. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, oh no, so it's Zoom is so hard when you're all not in the same room to like know when someone's gonna talk or whatever. But I was just gonna say, like, I think to your point, Brendan, that's very much real. Like our most streamed song on Spotify right now is only 1:56.
It's the shortest song on the record.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and it's not even like the first track on the record. It's like it's in there.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it is because it's the shortest song?
I mean, yes and no. I think it also like will correlate with whatever we're using for reels at the moment too.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, but just the general listening audience, like that has become more and more so. Like you're not really going to hear a 4-minute song on the radio. I mean, you haven't in years, but it's more and more so becoming so formulaic within a time span when you sit down to write, or like if you want a shot at, placement or, radio play. It's very, the attention span. Yeah. People just don't, because there's, the world is at your fingertips now at risk of sounding like an old person. I think music generally is like considered a given or an afterthought to a lot of people, not what it was,
Right.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, attention span.
Is that something that you think about when you're sitting down to write new music?
I try not to. I generally don't like writing long songs, but I'd be lying to you if it didn't pop into my head when, arranging and stuff like that happens, because you want minimal space before you get to the chorus, for the attention. That's just based statistically, people's listening patterns and how quick something will get someone's attention. I try to be better about just like writing the song. Yeah, no, it definitely pops in there.
Who would you say are some of your biggest musical influences?
Ryan, you want to go first?
Oh man, I think for me, just as like a drummer or like a player or a songwriter, whatever it is, Green Day for me has always been at the top. I was a big Foo Fighters fan. I love Nirvana. I loved Rancid, Suicide Machines, Descendants. A lot of punk rock stuff. Like a lot of Warped Tour bands between the years of like 1995 and like 2002, I would say. So you could go look at anybody on those lineups, and I was probably listening to all of them. But yeah, what about you, Brendan?
I love like a lot of power pop stuff, and like I mean I love the Descendants and all. Like Ryan mentioned, but like I really love Thin Lizzy, and I love like Elvis Costello and the Replacements, and I play guitar because I saw Jimi Hendrix play guitar, so like I have like classic rock kind of thing too, and blues, and but yeah, those are a few.
Those are some good influences.
Yeah, try to be well rounded.
Yeah, so earlier you had mentioned that your guys are looking forward to making new music. Can you share anything about new music?
Um, my goal is that it's better than the last one.
Okay.
Always. Yeah, I don't have too much to say yet.
I mean, we've like ever since like I got involved, we've always been kind of writing, you know. But I know Brendan does a lot of the heavy lifting. But yeah, we've been kind of working on stuff with no real urgency, and that started like, you know, I would say the end of last year. But
Yeah,
you know, when things come, they'll come. But I mean, we're aiming to at least have like a record done, or some sort of, you know, collection of songs
collection of
done.
yeah,
Yeah, before the year 2025. So I think,
yeah.
you know, we're kind of in this like we're in this neat little area where trying to figure out, I think, the end of this year and most of our 2025 right now, as most bands I feel like are doing. So, but yeah, just even going on this tour that we just got off of just really made me excited for the future. It just happened so quickly, and I think it was the most like stress-free
Yeah, it was
environment
really
I could
stress free.
ever, yeah, have like ever been a part of. And we just had so much fun. I mean, it helped that we, you know, we knew strung out, but even before going into it, but just the fact that they gave us an opportunity to just go see America all together for, well, at least my first time with them, you know,
Yeah.
was really great. And it's just like, you know, it felt like a different movie, I guess you could say, you know,
Ooh.
it just, yeah.
Sorry.
Tours are like movies, you know. Yeah,
They are.
tours are like movies. They're, you know, you get a different set of characters, you get a different plot. You know, there might be some comedy or some drama or some action or adventure. You know, like on
Rising
this last
action.
tour. Yeah, like on
So,
this, like check this out. Here's a good tour story. On this last tour, I wake up, I drive for an hour and a half, and I'm like, oh, I think we need to get gas. We get off the freeway. I roll through a stop sign. Cop pulls me over because he says I didn't make a complete stop. Now, waking up that morning, I didn't know I was going to get pulled over and get a ticket. But guess what?
You
I
did.
did. And I just paid it off. And God, that was expensive. But
I don't
yes,
want to know.
don't roll through a stop sign in Tallulah, Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Okay. Yeah,
good
just
tip.
don't do that. That's a good touring tip. Yeah. So don't do that. Yeah, you could wake up in any city and anything could happen. So,
It's true.
you know, yeah.
So what genre of movie was this tour?
Yeah,
Uh,
we'll move. It was this is a romantic comedy.
Yeah, it was a romantic comedy. Yeah, it was a really, I think it was it was a really great action-filled action adventure movie, you know, with a little bit of comedy
It's like Lord of the
and some
Rings.
conflict. Yeah, and and some conflict, you know. Also the comedic part about this is we ate at Olive Garden 4 times on the store. We were like,
We
yeah, let's just
did.
go to
We
Olive Garden.
when you're
You know?
here, you're here.
Yeah. A lot of little stories though, you know, like I think all of Florida was like the hottest thing ever. You know, there's a little bit of
Austin was
wetness.
gnarly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jared took my towel from my actual
Oh, that
drum
was
kit.
brutal.
I
Yeah.
was like, "What the hell, man?" He's like, "Sorry, dude, I didn't have a towel." Yeah, see, so many stories
See?
and adventures.
Yep. Towels.
Sweating, yeah,
Sorry.
towels, yeah. But that's where we're at. You know, I just think that this would be a romantic thriller, romantic
Okay.
comedy. So yeah,
What do you want the next tour to be?
I'd be happy if it was as stress free as the last one.
yeah, Sam.
So another romantic comedy?
Let's hope we can maintain the same genre.
I've never thought of it like a movie before.
Well,
And
yeah, because it's like, I mean, look, I've been. It's no secret. Like I've been playing in a billion fucking bands over the course of like 20 years, you know, and so like it's, you know, I've done everything from shitholes to arenas to, you know, outdoor amphitheaters to you know, someone's garage. You know what I mean? And it's all just like it's a different atmosphere. It's a different lifestyle. So that's why I always paint it like a movie. But it's so weird because like most bands are similar, you know, when you really paint it down.
Yeah.
And And I would know, but it's just like, every band is like, oh, we should be bigger than we are, or man, I can't believe we didn't get this tour. It's the same shit. It's just a different movie, same shit.
Right.
Doesn't matter how big your band is. It's like you all deal with sort of the same
Yeah,
kind of
we're just
problems.
different levels of the ladder, but all the same
Yeah,
struggle.
yeah,
Always. No one in a band is happy where they are majority of the time.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
a fair assumption.
Unless you're Green Day, then you're fine. Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy where we are. It's like the
No,
way I view this
I don't
band-
mean like
Yeah.
I don't mean like they're miserable, but no one
No.
in any mid-level band is generally sitting like, oh, I'm content with this. They're always like you just mentioned, it's like, why didn't we get that, or why isn't this happening?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
Right.
that's yeah, that's
It's
the
like-
ins and outs of it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's like, damn it. I
Yeah.
only have $20 million. I really wish
Yeah,
I had
that's-
$30 million.
Well, that's a
And at
Green
that
Day
point, it's like,
problem.
what's the difference? Yeah,
I mean, I
don't
want
know.
$30 million rather than 20.
Yeah, I want.
Yeah, but if you had 20 million, what's the difference? I know the difference is 10 million, but like, what's the difference? Like, how does that like change your fucking,
Well,
your lifestyle?
your next house can have 6 bathrooms instead.
There you
I
go.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah. These are real problems, right?
Yeah, for some people, I guess.
You're right.
But I mean, like, yeah, touring with these guys though, it's just like I was pleasantly surprised how just everything turned out, and being a new band, a lot of times bands will like lose their ass on a tour, and that didn't happen to us. And so I'm like, okay, well, that didn't happen. So now we need to figure out how to go back and just like see the
Make
people
that-
that we just played for,
Yeah.
So
So are there any things that you want to see on the next tour that you didn't get to do or go to in this tour?
yeah, a lot of the drives are really long, huh?
Yeah, there were. I mean, that's the thing with. I mean, Ryan's good at it, going to do things on tour. I think he's better at it. I usually work while I'm on tour too, so
Mhm.
it's like harder for me to go do like touristy or visiting things. But I mean, the
Work is
goal is to.
important.
Yeah, I mean, the goal is to not work on tour too, so then I can, So I guess the next tour would be like money is cool, like more money.
Mhm.
But yeah,
So have the 30 rather than the 20 million.
yeah, I'll take 30, please.
Yeah, I mean, I think the goal, it's so hard. I'm going to tell you right now, like tours are like, they're genuinely like suffering right now, just across the board, unless
Yeah,
you're like a
they-
Blink-182 or Taylor Swift. So I think the goal is just be like as active as we can without going into debt,
Mhm.
because every band, it's like every band operates. I don't know if a lot of people or listeners like know this, but like when you go into a tour, every band like operates at like a loss,
Right.
The only difference is right now, our loss, we're not having to pay like a bunch of people,
Mhm.
to work for us. Like we're just like kind of working for ourselves. So in that
Yeah.
regard, we're at an advantage, having done this for so long. But yeah, I think if we can help it, I would love to be on tour like all the months out of the year, but I know it's not realistic. So just in the meantime, it's like whenever we have some downtime, we just got to keep writing music and then try to go and cover the places that we just were,
Yeah. So with having 3 different people in the room when you're writing, how do you make sure that everybody gets heard?
Generally there's not 3 people in the
Okay.
room, but when the songs are brought, I mean, arranged or whatever, for me it's like my struggle is having an open mind or seeing other people's. I mean, me writing with other people has always been a difficult thing for me,
Mhm.
but more so in Mercy Music, like I've been more as of late, like the last 2 records, just having more of an open forum at rehearsal or whatever when I'm, showing what I have to bring to the table. I think it comes down to whatever serves the song too, and not to be overly possessive over it. If so, like if someone has a better idea than I have, like even if it pisses me off at the time, I'm obviously going to go with it. Ryan can say more, I'm sure, because we really just like started, like as he mentioned, we did some writing together like through the end of last year, and then yeah. So we've been doing it both ways, honestly, lately. But
Yeah, I mean,
historically,
the guys are coming out to LA a lot. I was going to Vegas somewhat of the time, and I mean, flights are super cheap if you're just flying to Vegas and you're not carrying a bag and you have a backpack. So, so yeah, it's not like it's like $20 to like go fly to Vegas from Burbank. So I was just gonna say that like coming into this, I mean, Brendan and I definitely worked on some stuff. I mean, I don't really know. I think what we each have strengths. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
like Brendan's strength is like being, a songwriter and telling a story. Whereas like maybe my strength is like, hey, I'm gonna figure out how to get us to the next show and not lose our ass, or like, or playing the drums and coming up with like drum parts and everything. But I think, we all play multiple amount of instruments. Like I play bass as well, and so we can send each other ideas,
Yeah.
Mhm.
over the internet. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think together we've written about like 10 ideas, but it's like which one is going to be like the one that makes it to the actual, hey, this is a song, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's something we don't, it's like I don't even know if Brendan knows yet, you know? But
Yeah. I mean, I have ones that I like or ones that I want to go back to. And then, yeah, it's just, but like he said, I think it is really great that we're all like multi-instrumental people or can, work shit out by
Mhm.
ourselves too. But yeah, and again, we all do have our strong suits in the band. Ryan entirely with, you know, the business side and, as far as like actually making money or, yeah, I think that's been an asset as much as we give him shit about little things here and there, like 17-cent differences, but it adds up.
it was $17, Jared or Brendan.
Yeah.
I said Jared because Jared did it. See, little inside jokes,
Yep, they're all there.
Yeah. So when you're struggling creatively, what do you do to get kind of back on track?
My thing historically is like me forcing it doesn't get anything anywhere. So I kind of just have to take a breath and take a step back, which is equally hard for me because I mean, I generally have a guitar in my hand every day.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not like one of those people that can like put it down and not do it. So, but yeah, kind of forcing myself to like take myself out of it for a minute, which requires effort unto itself. So yeah, because I find if I sit and just rail on something forever, like it's not going to get any better. So, I mean, you have songs that can come out in 2 minutes and you can have songs that, you have parts of like from years ago and all of a sudden like an idea will come to you to finish it.
Mhm.
I think in my experience, I've noticed that like the songs that don't take very long are the ones that succeed, and you're like, I don't even know how this happened. This just happened like an hour. Oh, wow. And then it becomes like your hit, I've been a part of that so many times, but yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. You see, perfect example.
And Real, the most streamed song right now.
Crazy.
So, yep.
What about you, Ryan? What do you do when you're struggling creatively?
That's a good question because what I'll do, I'll be focusing on like a part or something. And if it's just not gelling within like, I don't know, 10 minutes or 20 minutes, I just abandon it right away. But it's like when I go into like, I don't know, like a writing session or something, like whether it's like with Brendan or, you know, somebody else or whatever, it's like you go in there with like an open mind. I don't ever come to like any kind of a writing session with something. I always like I'm really good at just like making up a part on the spot. And then it's like, will that part actually go somewhere?
Mhm.
So, and maybe it doesn't, maybe it does, just it depends on what the vibe is in the room that day, or if someone's in a bad mood or a good mood, or what somebody ate. So it all transcends over time.
Yeah.
But for me, yeah, I guess if I'm not happy with something, I just kind of move on, and then maybe I'll come back to it, maybe I won't. But like there'll be times where like I'll take like my phone and I'll like hum something into it, and at the time I'm like, this is cool, and then maybe like 2 days I go back and I'm like, this is fucking terrible. What was I thinking?
Mhm.
Why did I do that? So I don't know. I think most people deal with that, you know?
They
Yeah.
do. Sorry.
What
Okay.
what advice
We're all
would
having
you
fun
give
here.
to young aspiring musicians?
What's the Wayne Gretzky thing? Like 100% of the shots you don't take or whatever. I just fucked that
You
up.
miss 100% of the shots you don't take?
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's
You
it.
nailed it. That's my advice for everybody.
Steve
I
Carell,
mean, yeah, Michael Scott.
Michael Scott,
Uh,
damn. Same thing.
yeah. I mean, if you want this, like, if you want to do this and you want to do it beyond a hobby, like, it's not easy and it's hard and it can make you, equally happy as sad. So, so choose or decide that this is what you want to do. Like, brace for impact and don't give up.
Mhm.
And don't be afraid to ask, the questions or for the favor or because the worst response you're going to get out of anybody is no or no response at all. And you're still going to go to sleep that night and it's fine. Yeah. that's as silly or as simple as that sounds. I mean, that's really it. I mean, Ryan and I like what's your thing, Ryan? Too stupid to quit?
Yeah, well, there's a couple things I think,
Yeah.
but it's the quote is 9 times out of 10 bands fail, and the 1 in 10 that don't were the ones that were too stupid to stop. So it's
Yeah.
like, I've been too stupid to stop. Brendan's been too stupid to stop. Most of the bands that you probably see on the road right now are too stupid to stop. You know, that have like any kind of success.
Yeah, because if you look at this from like a sensical point, it will never make sense. And if you, yeah,
no, for sure. And I was gonna say too, for anybody like coming up, there's a book that people should check out, and it's called The Big Gig, and it was written by this drummer named Zorro, and he was like a drummer for like Prince, and I think maybe he played for like Lenny Kravitz, just like a bunch of different guys. He's like an LA session guy, but he has a list of questions in the book, and I feel like if you say no to, or your answer is no to any of the questions in the book, then the quote unquote big gig is not meant for you. So it's a really, it's like, are you good at changing your schedule on a dime? Are you good at managing your money? Are you good with dealing with like multiple and conflicting personalities? Just like little kind of things. And if seriously, it's a real fucking thing, dude.
No,
So go look online. But yeah,
no,
but yeah, are you good with like time management? Are you good with like missing birthdays and family engagements and funerals and the Halloweens and whatever with your family?
Birth of children.
Man, yeah, things like that.
Yep.
What is the biggest thing you wish somebody had told you before you started?
I wish someone would have been like, Ryan, there is this book called The Big Gig, and it's written by Zorro, right? So you should go look at that. No, wait, sorry. Can you ask the question again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, what do you wish somebody had told you about the industry before you got started?
Man, that most lead singers are crazy people, and they have to be, because I'm serious. They have to be crazy because they have to believe their own delusion in order to succeed. And that's very real, and I'm not making that up. So yeah, I think to succeed in some aspect, your singer or your front person or your songwriter, they have to be like a fucking weirdo or unhinged, and I really think that's how it works, so there it is. Hi, Brendan.
Am I unhinged enough?
I think Brendan is a fuck. He downplays this shit all the time, but Brendan is a fucking rock star. He comes from a rock star family, in his family tree. He's so gifted, and I wish I even had a tenth of the talent that man has. So, and I think a lot of people do too. He is like the guitar player's guitar player.
To quote Charlie Paulson.
Yeah, Charlie's the guitar player for Goldfinger, and a couple, and he plays like in LA around town as like a session guitarist. But he's mostly known for being in the band Goldfinger. But
he wrote that on Instagram, and it really like made me feel. It's like your guitar player's favorite guitar player. It made me feel really good.
It's true. Yeah.
So yeah, thank you. Yes, I'm unhinged.
Yeah.
I don't know what I wish anyone told me. I think when you're younger, I'm just thinking about the question. Like, I mean, when you're younger, you kind of think you're bulletproof, and the longer you stay in this, like, you realize that maybe it's because I mean, I had my brush with the mainstream success thing in my early 20s too, and you think it's. Even as a kid, I knew the career path wasn't a good one,
right?
So nothing could really deter me, because I mean, I had every incident or a life event occur that people asking me like, well, what are you going to do now? And it's like, I've never wavered ever. I mean, both through just being too stupid to quit, and B, having a good village around me to support my psychosis. But yeah, I don't think there's anything anyone could have said that would have pulled me out of it or want to do something else. I mean, I had a college scholarship. I didn't use it because this is all I think about or really care about. Aside from family, or at the end of the day, it's who I am or what I do. Both who I am. Yeah. Losing it. Yeah, I tried.
No, that makes sense. Yeah,
I'm trying.
Before I ask the last question, was there anything else that you wanted to mention or talk about today?
Ryan's a really good drummer. He's got a great personality. I think that's yeah. I wish Jared, our bassist, could be here, but he is kind of off the grid at the moment with no cell service. So we love you, Jared, and you're here in spirit. Ryan?
Oh man, really lucky to be playing with such wonderful people, and I can't wait for the good times to roll even more.
So the last question is, what is the soundtrack of your life?
Is there like a minimum or okay?
It's your life, so I can't tell you what the soundtrack is.
Forrest Gump. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a solid soundtrack, dude.
It is a solid soundtrack.
Would it be the soundtrack of Forrest Gump or the actual movie?
Dear God.
Oh, the soundtrack.
Can I be Jenny, Ryan?
Sure.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, maybe the movie like Almost Famous or Spinal Tap. You know.
If they made a super cut.
But would it be the movie itself or the soundtrack of the movie?
Oh man, this is hard. No one's ever asked me that before.
Yeah, I'd want to take time and like really curate something, but I'll spout something up the top of my head, I'm sure.
I think one of my favorite soundtracks. This movie was very old, but the movie was called Angus, and that soundtrack was killer.
You beat me. Oh,
I beat you. See, there it is.
Beat me.
Well, we can both say it.
Yeah.
See, this is why we're friends. Things like that.
So the soundtrack to that movie?
Yeah. So like, who's on it? It's like Green Day and Weezer and this like gay punk rock band called Pansy Division and Dancehall Crashers and Ash and PJ Harvey.
Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah, Goo Goo Dolls. Mm-hmm. Who else was on that?
Trying to think. Riverdale's like.
Oh yeah.
Till.
Yeah, bands used to like rely on like soundtrack movies.
Oh, Smoking Popes. Smoking Popes. Yeah, that's a great song on that soundtrack.
Yep.
I don't know. Like if I was to like make my own soundtrack, is that more what you're asking?
No, it can be if it's already a soundtrack that exists, that can be the soundtrack of your life. It's whatever you want it to be.
I'll stick with that to save people time because I could like that's a solid and probably like as far as movie soundtracks go, my absolute favorite.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk with me today.
Thank you for
thanks for having us.
We appreciate it.
For anyone who wants to stay up to date on you guys, where can they find you?
We're on the Instagram at Mercy Music. That's it. Facebook, Mercy Music for You. MercyMusicForYou.com has all of it and merchandising and tour updates and tickets and everything else. I think that'd probably be the best one stone, multiple birds situation. MercyMusicForYou.com.
Awesome. Okay, well,
we all have our own personal Instagrams on there too. So if you go there, you'll find everything else.
And see how unhinged I truly am.
Well, have a nice rest of your day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Cool. Take care.
Thank you, Mercy Music, for coming and talking to us. Listeners, go check it out and make sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at STO Lives Podcast. Thanks for joining us.